Welcome. This is Happy Earth Market Podcast Generations. This is our first episode ever. I'm Sam.
I'm Nathan.
And I'm JR.
I'm Duke.
Duke, what's your whole name?
Lewis. My last name too long. My middle name came from a drinking buddy of my father's.
Oh.
Lewis was a veiled apology to my grandfather from my mother, who didn't allow him to come back from World War II before she had me. Okay.
So let me introduce Duke for a second. Everybody in the veteran community around here knows Duke as the great war hero in Vietnam, and
throwing up the peace sign.
And if you ask him, he'll tell you a different story, that there's other heroes involved, and we'll get to that. I just want to give a quick synopsis. He's one of the coolest guys I've ever met. He's always easy to talk to, and he always shoots fucking straight. And so with that said, brother, where did you grow up?
I grew up in Hemet, California.
In Hemet, California.
I was born in Corpus Christi, Texas. I lived in Virginia, Pittsburgh, Florida, California. I've been all over the map.
Why did you move so much?
Georgia. My dad was Navy.
Your dad was Navy?
So you're a Navy brat.
Yeah, and he got in trouble frequently. Okay, so he transferred a lot.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Did he have other kids besides you?
Yeah.
How many kids?
Natural brothers. I've got one who ain't. Okay, I've got two sisters.
Two natural sisters?
Okay, my older sister Charlotte and my younger sister Mary.
So that puts you all, kind of in the middle.
Yeah, I was second born. My father, when my mom remarried.
Mm-hmm.
How old were you when they remarried?
Between the second and third grade.
So 7 years old?
Yeah, hey, you got a new dad. Okay, great.
You remember, do you remember times with your dad and your mom together? Do you remember that?
Yeah, I remember my mom crying a lot.
Oh, man.
And asking my mom, gee, Mom, why can't Dad drink at home?
Because that was what you were hearing in the house, obviously. Yeah. The fights
but
were about him drinking too much?
Okay, you got to remember that this was the lower end of the 50s.
Mm-hmm.
And men and women had different relationships.
Right.
A woman with two black eyes didn't listen the first time.
And that was just the truth and how it was.
Yeah.
It wasn't a joke back then. It's just how it was.
No, your mom got punched out. Well, she laid low.
Right.
Until she healed.
Was this? Right. Do you think this was a normal thing in the military? Was this a military lifestyle?
No.
National.
National. This was national.
Society.
Yeah.
Do you think that society was better, worse, or indifferent with that point of view?
I don't think anybody gained by punching each other out.
Right, for sure.
Okay, and
especially seeing your mother crying.
Well, yeah. Look. You watch your mother cry.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and you're too dumb to know what's going on, and you're telling your mom, "Hey, it's okay."
Yeah.
This is the shit she tells you.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
When you're crying and you've had a boo-boo, you fake it.
Yeah.
And you do the best you can with it. But I tried to be a good guy. Failed miserably.
You were a good Catholic boy. Did you go to Catholic schools?
I went to Catholic schools long enough to hate nuns.
How long were you in Catholic schools? At what grade?
Kindergarten through third.
The formative years.
Deformative?
Informative years. I like that.
No. I found one of my I went to St. Pancratius Church.
Yeah.
Okay, in Lakewood, California. One of many places that I've lived. And I found my report card, and I had all the classes that I did well in meant that I went to church every day.
Okay.
Okay.
I thought I had to do three days of church a week. Every day,
yeah,
I couldn't imagine.
No.
Sounds like hell.
In Catholic church, you go to Mass.
Every day?
Every day.
Wow.
After that, you've got your nun teaching you. They were hard. My favorite teacher had a glass case in her office, and it had a ruler behind the glass, and it said, "In case of emergency."
Break glass. That was the serious ruler. So did that thing ever get broken?
More than once. And I never, no. I don't look at things, forgive me, but I don't look at things as most people do. If I look at something, I look for the humor in it. They don't.
Mm-hmm. The nuns do not? Yeah.
Too serious. No fun zone.
They are not funny people.
Did you ever get in trouble with the nuns? Like, did you ever question your faith or their faith or the whole doctrine?
Were you too
or
young
were
to
you?
even understand
No,
it?
that would have gotten me beaten to hell.
So that even if you thought it, like that would have been forget it.
When you're at church,
when you're church praying,
you're a good religious person.
Yeah.
I didn't know enough to have a contrary opinion.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, we all deal with the truth that we know.
Sure.
My
I love
my mom was a rabid Catholic.
That's a fun way to describe it.
No, I mean no.
She was a fanatical Catholic. Right? Is that what you're saying?
Wow.
And if you disagreed with a priest,
Mm-hmm.
you were hellbound.
Oh,
Okay.
wow. Like just disagreeing. Just not having the same opinion.
No, you did not want. No, you did not. That's heresy.
Let me ask you a question. Now, I was raised in church too, but I was kind of dropped off at church more than my parents went. Now, was that the case for you, or did your mom go?
We're there. I
There.
got a longer left ear. Okay.
From it getting pulled on, right?
Yeah. Okay, that'll back that up.
So even the way that people disciplined kids back then was 100% different.
Oh yeah. Now you look at your kid and say, "Bad Rodney,
Right.
Mm-hmm.
bad Susie, you are hellspawn."
Right.
Yeah. That's the way
How
society.
dare
Okay,
you call your
and
child bad?
When I was a kid, my stepdad, you lied to me. You didn't clean up the dog poop. You didn't. If there was an infraction, it was like Old English law.
Yeah.
Okay, if there was an infraction, they hung you. Okay, if you had an infraction in my house,
Right.
my dad went out to the tree,
Okay.
picked up a limb.
A limb, not a switch. I'm just trying to get a size here.
Well, look, right now, wait. A switch
Yeah.
will burn up within 30 seconds of the initial lick.
If your dad let you pick the right one, you're sure.
He didn't.
My dad always let me pick my own switches.
Okay. Well, yeah, and if it wasn't big enough, yeah.
Oh, yeah, he went and got the switch when it didn't work.
Yeah.
For sure.
Okay. Well, my dad could make a switch last a while. And
that you can laugh about it now.
oh, I can laugh about it now. I can remember one time really getting in deep doo-doo,
Yeah.
and my dad said, "Lou, this is a special occasion."
He was excited about
I
it.
was caught. Yeah. Oh hell yeah. I was caught making out with a chick.
Oh, how old were you?
12.
12?
Holy crap.
Was this like your first kiss, or was this like?
No, I was on second base.
Holy crap.
And-
This is in the 50s,
no, this was the early 60s.
early 60s. Lou's on
Which
second
meant
base.
So he's a
I should have
teenager.
known better.
Okay.
Okay.
Future
and
OG Duke
My
is on
dad
second base.
walked in, and I said, "Hey, babe, you better go. You don't want to hear me cry."
I don't want you to hear me cry.
And well, she went home. My dad picked a log,
Mhm.
Oh.
and he said, "Lou, this is good for 30."
Ooh. That was meant 30 seconds.
No, 30.
No.
30 hits.
Yeah.
30 lashings.
And I said, "Hey, Dad, rather than run around in little circles
Yeah.
holding your hand, thanks for the thought. Could I hang on to the side of the bunk bed?
Mm-hmm.
I want to take it like a man."
Sure.
Wow.
He dropped 9 times. And he said, "Lou, you took that like a man." "Thanks, Dad. But you promised me 30 of them." That was 29.
Oh.
And he quit counting after that.
Whew. So that's brutal. And that was what discipline was frequently like in your house. That was typical discipline.
Or more often.
Or more often, yeah. So you were talking to us before the show. So you explained that you have 4 total blood brothers and sisters, but
I've got two stepbrothers. I've got 2 stepsisters.
Mm-hmm.
I've got 1 natural brother. I've got 2 natural sisters.
Okay. Total
8.
8 kids. And
It was the Brady Bunch without the laugh track.
so typical 50s Catholic family, large.
No, my stepfather.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, my mom was excommunicated.
Because
she got a divorce without getting sanction from the church.
I didn't think the church still doesn't sanction divorce, do they? Only annulments, right?
Well, this was
No, annulment is the ultimate cop-out. Nope,
Sure.
I never did it.
I am not a
And
crook.
no, an annulment, if you're poor people, costs $750.
Mm-hmm.
The Catholic Church would investigate your home life,
Okay.
the marriage,
The situation.
and say, "Oh my God, you were unequally yoked. He was not a good Catholic. You shouldn't have been married. Don't count."
Oh, wow.
Interesting.
Okay, my mom didn't have $750, so
Sure.
they gave her the ceremonial left foot of fellowship. Okay, so
So-
she became a Protestant.
Okay. And then your stepdad was Protestant.
Yeah,
What type of Protestant?
Lutheran.
Lutheran. Okay, so close to Catholic.
Oh, wait. Do I have to explain to you Martin Luther?
No, I don't understand what Luther is.
Okay,
Absolutely.
Martin
I'm
Luther
making a
is
joke.
the guy that gave the Pope the finger.
Yeah, Martin Luther. Yeah, if you don't know the story, of Martin Luther. Back then, the church the church had doors, and on those doors were bulletin boards. Like that's where you posted everything.
Mm-hmm.
And he wrote up his
Yep.
98 theses. What I disagree with.
Mhm.
Yeah, he was.
It was definitely.
He was a hippie.
It was definitely a new way of thinking for sure.
Full
Yeah.
on hippie.
Yeah.
Giving.
Okay.
For God.
Okay, but you got to remember that this is a point of time
Mm-hmm.
when the Bible had just been translated
Mm-hmm.
into the Vulgate
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
or the vulgar
Mm-hmm.
language.
Yeah. Which is
And
English.
normal people,
Common people.
that's right.
From Latin to
common
English.
people, could read it
Yeah.
and get confused. It's
Oh,
all-
yeah. Oh, for sure.
That's how the church looked at it.
Right.
Yep.
So your stepdad's a Lutheran, and you guys have 8 kids total. Did anybody else in your family have a ton of kids, or like did you have?
No, they were all smarter than that.
But I mean, what I'm getting at is like before the show, you're talking about your uncle had 13 kids.
He was Catholic.
He was a good Catholic.
Offbeat, but Catholic.
Offbeat, but he was a Jack Catholic.
No, look, my Uncle Carl
Did
really
he?
disappointed his dad. He was brought up to be a Protestant,
Oh.
and he married a Catholic girl
Huh.
that ate nails for breakfast, and by noon she could shit a crowbar. And oh my God, she was Irish Catholic.
Oh.
That's like being a Gestapo.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
And Aunt Mary,
Uh-huh.
she did not have
No.
a sense of humor, but she was very Catholic.
What nationality are you? How did your family come to America?
Okay, my family, my grandmother, my grandfather
Uh-huh.
came to America from the Azores, Portugal.
Okay.
Oh.
I'm Iberian. I've got more Spanish blood in me than most Mexicans.
That's cool.
And I guess.
You don't look Mexican.
Thank you. And no. I don't pick things by race.
So your grandparents were straight off the boat, basically, and then so your parents were first generation, making you second generation American.
Yeah.
Both sides. That's cool. So they came to America like what time frame? Late 1800s,
Early 1900s.
early 1900s. And what brought them here? Do you know?
A boat.
A boat.
Obviously.
They didn't have planes.
Right. Well, like
What were they
what were they
No,
running from,
okay,
or what
look,
gene were
look.
they tracing? Do you know?
My grandmother was from the island of Madeira. When she came over, look, if you ever go to Portugal,
Mm-hmm.
go to the island of Madeira.
I will.
They're everyday people. And every morning, my mom went there with my grandmother
Mm-hmm.
back in the 70s, and she noticed that all the townspeople lined up at the far end of the beach, right on the water line,
Mm-hmm.
and walked across it and picked up everything that was there.
Oh, that's
All the
cool.
trash and everything.
And my mom said, "No wonder your beaches are so beautiful and pristine.
Mm-hmm.
You do this for the benefit of the people that visit."
Right.
Yeah.
And the guy that was waiting on the
Like-
table laughed his butt off. And they said, no,
No.
they're picking up lunch and dinner.
So
Yeah, super
Wow.
poor.
It's called foraging.
wow.
Yeah.
So they
And-
were just trying to find a better life and a better life
And
for their grandkids.
yeah, my grandmother came over and my grandfather, They were orange pickers.
So what? Where
Nice.
at, in California?
Yeah.
Yeah. What part?
Around Long Beach.
Okay, that's where my family's from too.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when my grandmother had been taught by her mom
Mm-hmm.
how to rub her husband's back. He was a fisherman.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Her boss, when she was picking fruit, complained about a problem with his back.
Mm-hmm.
And my grandmother said, "Hey,
I can help you.
let me take a look."
Mhm.
Okay, she was holistic.
Mhm.
No problem with that. He had it kicked out of him within about 3 minutes.
Wow.
Wow.
And he'd been to regular doctors. And he said, "Look, if you're willing to work for me and go to college, I'll put you through it."
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Okay, so my grandmother became a naturopathic doctor.
Fantastic.
Wow.
Okay,
Cool.
my grandfather, being the good Portuguese that he was, rode her coattail.
Yeah.
By the time I was in high school,
Mm-hmm.
he owned a chain of Texaco stations.
Oh wow. In
Wow.
California.
And this is when the owner was the manager.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
He owned and managed them.
That's neat.
That's really
wow.
cool.
And he could buy the gas. He could make the deal. If he wanted to go to Chevron, they'd come in, they'd paint his gas station every 3 years, put up a new sign,
Yeah.
give you a new Coke machine. You were cool. When the sign started to fade,
Mm-hmm.
he'd go back to Texaco, go to Richfield. And I remember the old gas pumps where you had to pump them up
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
into the glass container.
Yeah.
Oh wow. So
Yeah,
gas
definitely.
stations. So where did you go to high school?
And look, I went to grade school
Uh-huh.
through high school in Hemet,
In
California.
Hemet.
And
Yeah.
it sucked.
Yeah, Hemet's right near the armpit of San Bernardino I grew up in.
Yeah. Okay. Look, it was 30 minutes. It was 30 minutes from Riverside,
Yeah.
San Bernardino.
Yep.
That's where the Hells Angels lived. That's where,
That's where they
if
started.
you wanted to get dead for a casual evening out, you went to Purdue, dude. And
Kind of still like that, brother.
I saw my first stabbing and murder.
Wow. In high school?
Okay. Oh, I saw that in the 3rd grade.
Oh shit.
Fourth grade.
Wow.
A guy had ripped his buddy off
Mm-hmm.
for 50 cents that he'd given him for a pack of cigarettes. There would have
50
been
cents?
change. No, about 15,
How much?
15, 20 cents change.
Oh, okay.
And he said, "Hey, spend the rest of it as you like, but here's 50 cents. Bring me back a pack of Camels." And a guy walked in and said, "Hey, where's my cigarettes?" He said, "Whoa." And he didn't say a word. Busted him in the gut, dropped him down to his knees, kneed him in the forehead.
Wow.
I'm watching this guy's brain fall out of his head,
Holy Christ.
and I'm just there for candy. Okay? And I learned a very big lesson that day.
Mm-hmm.
If they give you money for smokes, bring back smokes.
Yeah, right?
And
that is a good
no,
lesson.
but I never told my mom about it. My dad,
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't even supposed to be off campus.
Mm.
It was
Right, yeah.
recess.
Wow, you saw us during recess at school?
I'm quick. And the S&D market was less than a block away.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
So, when you were a teenager, then where did you live? Were you in California as a teenager?
I was in Hemet.
In
Okay.
Hemet.
Okay.
So, what was that like as a teenager? What did you guys all do for fun in Hemet? I mean, obviously,
You could watch the bowlers bowl.
that's what you did for fun.
Okay, in the summertime, you could watch the grass die.
Oh.
Was there a
No,
place?
you're talking 110, 120 degrees.
I mean, did you guys go out and toot and rotten in a desert, or did you do
Yeah.
anything fun?
Cruise the strip in your
Did
car?
you go to the beach and play
I
in
cleaned
the
up
ocean?
the dog shit. Okay. I worked on my dad's jobs in the summertime after school and during vacation.
And you had to work there because you had to contribute financially to the family, or because it was something to do? And
No, Dad was a dick.
okay,
And
okay,
no, he paid me
yeah.
whopping $1.25 an hour.
Mm.
That sounds like a lot.
Boy, that's retirement
You can
money,
get a
dude.
pack of cigarettes for less than 50 cents.
All right.
But no. My dad, from the time I was big enough to do it,
Mm.
I was picking up blocks, picking up nails that weren't bent
Mm-hmm.
on his jobs.
Why do you think you did that? Like,
Give me a work ethic.
yeah? Do you think, are
And
you grateful?
I'm not downing that.
Are you grateful for it now, having that experience, even though it sucked? It sounds horrible. It sounds like it sucked really bad.
Hey,
But
look. It got me out of the house during the daytime.
Right.
True.
And it gave me money, which most of my friends didn't have.
Sure.
When I was in high school, I was making enough money. Dude, I could go out, I could buy new clothes every Friday night. I was required to do a few things. When I got my paycheck, I had to put 10% in the bank.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
Was that like a house rule? Like, you have this job, this is what you have to do.
That's the game.
Okay.
I had to buy one tool. It could be a screwdriver. It could be a nail punch. It could be a hammer. It could be whatever I chose. But it had to be good.
Mm-hmm.
It couldn't be on the bargain rack.
Sure.
Right.
Okay.
But everything back then was made in the USA, so it was all pretty good shit anyway. Just saying. Go on.
Yeah, right, true.
Okay, so
Damn right.
damn right. Okay, and
They don't make shit like that anymore.
thank God.
We still have some of
Really?
your grandpa's
Why?
tools.
Thank God.
No, I'm joking.
Oh.
No, but
Those Chinese
Chinese
kids
but these
need
were the
jobs.
days when you could buy a work hat and it was cool.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Sunglasses were even neater. Transistor radios.
Dun, dun, dun. It just AM, huh? Or was it AM, FM?
What's
Was
FM?
it both?
FM, that's a foreign language. No,
This is
no,
pre-FM.
I can remember when the transition came
To FM?
to FM.
Uh-huh.
Okay, because
Do you-
FM was what you listened to at home.
You remember? So what was the song? Do you remember a particular song that was playing?
I
when
remember
FM
the
first came
entire
out?
genre because it was Beatles, Stones,
Yeah.
Dave Clark 5, The Animals.
So that all.
So what's,
all that came out when FM radio came out.
So
all
from-
No. Music was what they played to get you to listen.
Okay.
And I listened to Wolfman Jack,
No, yeah, I've heard of
who
Wolfman
my
Jack.
dad was terrified of because
Can you
Louis, he's probably a Negro.
Probably.
And-
Can you do a good Wolfman Jack impersonation?
No,
No.
no.
He's like, I'm not even gonna try.
I do a little bit of Cheech and Chong.
Oh.
That was
Okay.
pretty good.
No, but back then, look, there were no, forgive me for the term, colored people in my hometown. If I
Sure.
wanted to see a real live Negro, I had to drive 45 minutes.
To Los Angeles, right?
No, to Paris, California,
Oh, to Paris.
which
yeah.
is between Hemet and Riverside.
Yeah, on the way to San Diego. Yep.
No, on the way to Purdue.
Oh, yeah, for coming that
Okay,
way. Yeah.
you had to go south to get to Dago.
I grew up swimming in Paris Lake, dude.
Okay.
I know
no,
where it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Their motto,
What?
tomorrow, today. Okay, it was actually yesterday, next week. Okay, but they had black people there,
What?
and
Blasphemy.
this is the honest to God
So it
truth.
was, and that was foreign, completely.
Well, look, I
you.
I grew up with Chicanos.
Yeah.
Right.
I knew Switchblade by third grade, and
Did you
So-
have?
And it's just because they didn't exist.
So I just want to talk about technology again for a second. So that was the first FM. Did I mess up?
Nah, you're good.
okay, the FM
But
came.
the first TV, what was that for you?
Oh my God, black and white.
Black and white? Was it one of those little round ones or a full-size TV? Like, what was it?
Full size was 13 inches or bigger.
Oh God.
Okay, and I remember
Corner to corner,
in the early 60s.
Yeah.
Yes.
right?
Okay, I can remember the early 60s
Mm-hmm.
when my mom and dad bought a color TV,
Oh.
Wow.
and I thought the color absolutely sucked.
The picture
And
wasn't as
no,
clear. and
you bought that so that you could watch Bonanza
Oh.
on Tuesday or Wednesday night, whichever night it came on.
Yeah.
And my mom, Ted, what are you gonna? My dad, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Ted, what are you doing with that box? Honey, I'm going to throw it out. TV's no longer in it. We don't need it anymore.
Mhm.
The trash doesn't go out until Wednesday.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Take it out Wednesday morning. You wanted everybody to know
That you have
You
a
had a
brand new
TV.
You
TV.
have a color TV.
Yeah.
You have arrived.
It's a status thing.
Okay, right.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
my father found out that you had to have a color TV antenna.
Ah.
Antennas.
I never heard that. I didn't know that. I thought
Yeah.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
It was like a regular TV antenna, but it cost $14.95 more, and it had more.
Yeah, more reflector
More
things on
definition.
Yeah.
it. Mhm.
Yeah.
And
Put a
but
little
I was never impressed by it.
No.
I never thought Ben was all that cool. I wish to God that the Big Valley Bonanza were combined,
Okay.
so that Ben and the lady in charge on the other ranch could have been married, just to watch them fight. No, Ben, we're not going to do it like that. No.
Was Bonanza your favorite TV show back then? For sure, or was it Big Valley?
And was that pretty much the only TV show? Because it seems to be the only one that's brought up.
Look, I watched everything my mom and dad liked,
Mm-hmm.
which was when I was a kid, the Kurt Massey show, which was musical. If you're into clarinet,
Mm-hmm.
Lots of that,
they rock on.
Holy moly.
I can't say I've ever been in the clarinet.
You've never lived, Doug. Okay. No, it's like going to a Mexican
I think we found the name of the show.
fiesta and hearing Mexican rock accordion. Same thing.
Good solos, but not for too long.
Yeah, thank God. No,
So
but
you had your color TV. Now I just want to go over a few moments that to us for your generation stick out in history that you saw on TV. Do you do you remember the moon landing?
Yeah, how'd that
I was
feel?
in Vietnam.
Okay.
So,
Okay, look.
How did that feel?
Look, let me.
when you saw it?
I'm sitting there at lunch and eating my sea rations
Mm-hmm.
and thinking, this is a big step for one man. This is a giant leap for mankind. And I
Right.
thought, who the hell wrote that shit?
I love this guy.
No, I mean, no,
That's
this is
some
the
corny
honest to
shit.
God truth.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Like, it's so cheesy.
I'm sitting there in Vietnam,
Yeah.
Republic of,
Yeah.
Mhm.
still two countries there.
Right.
Okay? And I'm watching this happen on TV,
Mm-hmm.
and I thought, where else but the American military can you watch people walking on the moon
Right.
while on lunch in Vietnam?
Right.
And I
Pretty
thought,
incredible technology.
yeah,
What year did you graduate high school?
I would have graduated in 1968.
But you didn't graduate.
Thank God, no.
So 68 was kind of the what we
No,
would.
that was the year that my locker got broken into. I was taking an accounting class.
Mm-hmm. Were you good with numbers?
Yeah, I'm okay with it. And what happened, my locker got emptied. It was not a friend.
Clearly.
And one of the assignments that I had in there was a ledger,
Mm-hmm.
a packet.
Like
with
an accountant's
checks.
ledger.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, with a ledger, with checks, receipts, etc. I had to build a ledger.
Hold on one second. So they were teaching you how to be
Accounting.
counting, but also how to balance
That was-
checking.
yeah.
wouldn't that be amazing?
Yeah.
had that
Yeah.
now.
Now
They
they
still
just
did
teach
that?
you the
Okay,
software
I
that
was
does that.
I was acing it
Yeah.
through the first quarter.
So did you like it? You liked that? Obviously, you liked that class. I mean, you remember it accounting. You don't remember your fucking social studies homework that was in there.
I know more history
Yeah.
than you want to hear.
Right.
No,
Well,
social studies is current history.
Sure.
History is 100 years or more back.
Sure.
And no, I current events was like show and tell. I hope somebody brings something neat and out of
Right.
Playboy.
Yeah.
Okay, but
Was Playboy like
It's entertaining.
So
anyway.
if you
no,
got
back then you could bring a gopher's head.
just to show and tell.
Yeah, look, my dad killed a gopher. Look at the neck.
Were you was there a? I'm just trying to figure out the different culture between America then and America now. Were guns like not a big deal? Was there a shooting class in high school?
No,
No.
but everybody had them at home.
Right.
And
Was it ever talked about, or
no,
Did anybody-
because
yeah.
look, there were no drive-bys.
Right.
There was no, okay, your dad got guns? Yeah.
Do you think that that's a? Do you think that drive-by culture and that violent culture that seems to be perceived so hard on the media is a product of too many people, or is it a product of a slowly deteriorating American dream?
It's the American dream's gone to hell.
Sure.
Okay, it's like I always say, the future ain't what it used to be.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, it used to be that if you lived at home, you kept rules.
Yeah.
You were held to account.
You're held to some kind of
At
element.
home
Yeah,
under one roof.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Mhm.
You were living in that house. You
Mhm.
don't
There was-
have to like
there was
the rules. but
Family
you better keep
values.
'em.
There was family values that you had
Yeah.
to stick with.
Yeah, they were your
And-
rules, not society's rules. Those are your home's rules.
Yeah. But then you had society rules every time you left home.
Sure.
Right.
And my mom and dad brought me up to believe that, hey, look, a cop pulled a mailman.
Mm-hmm.
Ask you a pointed question, you tell him the truth.
Sure.
A cop pulls you over, yes sir, no sir. Pull out your license, pull out your registration,
Right.
play the game.
Play the game. Now, did your neighbors that kind of function? Did
Till-
everybody know each other?
Was there
Yeah,
any...
everybody knew each other, but
yeah.
okay, but look, you got to remember that in the mid-60s,
Mhm.
everybody started flaking out.
Why do you think
What
that
do you
is?
think the cause of that is?
What happened? Like really, what happened?
I wish to God I knew.
Was it...
Yeah,
Because the teachers in high school started backing up.
Backing up.
Meaning, look, my teachers used to be people I could talk to. They would tell me what was going on.
Mm-hmm.
And if I had a problem, they told me who to talk to. They told me what I had to do. If you had a problem at home, hey, go talk to the counselor.
Sure, you had
okay,
somebody...
you had somebody
You
to
had
talk
somebody to
to.
go to.
It got to a point where, look, I dropped out my senior year because when that lesson of mine got stolen, the teacher wouldn't replace it. He said, hey, Lou, don't worry about a thing. I'll make you a student aide.
Mm-hmm.
You'll pull an A out of the class. You don't have to worry about the assignment. I said, okay, great. I was a good teacher's aide.
Mm-hmm.
I did everything. I copied everything that he needed. I took everything to the office. I took everything to the other teachers.
Mm-hmm.
I did my job. I was very
Yes.
happy to have it.
So what happened?
Well, at the end of the semester, the final came out of that packet that I no longer had. Joe Lamattery was my teacher.
Mm-hmm.
Rotten hell. Okay.
Rotten hell, Lamattery.
Okay, he came out and he looked at me and said, hey, Lou, I can't help you.
What?
Here I am, the last day of class, and he's saying, I can't help you.
Wow.
What the hell?
Okay, I'm going to have to fail you. Okay, failure was not greeted very warmly in my home.
Why didn't...
Clearly.
So, but your parents understood what was happening, right? Didn't they know that you were
No.
student aide?
Yes,
Okay, and they understood that there was something the teacher
Yeah.
said, so why didn't your parents go there and fight for you?
because my dad taught me that if your teacher tells me you fucked up, I believe your teacher.
I think that's a big shift too in society. You know what I mean? Like kids were taught to respect authority. Authority
was everything.
Yeah.
Authority had. That's what I'm saying. Authority had the. What
The
am I trying to
authority.
say? Yeah, the authority.
The upper
The
hand.
authority.
And
yeah.
especially
That's
as
why
a,
they call them the
The authority.
especially as a kid, because we all know fucking kids lie. Kids will say anything to get out of trouble.
True.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? that of course parents should respect that authority first. You know
Sure.
what I mean? But I think one of the big societal shifts is that now our kids could never tell a lie. We
No, but back then they didn't figure we ever told the truth.
Yeah.
They
Oh.
never trusted you.
Right. They never trusted you.
There was no trust with
Well,
their
they were
children.
wise.
So
And-
68, you're in high school. You're supposed to graduate. You don't.
Yeah, okay.
let me-
January 25th is the day
Mhm,
that Lamattery screwed me.
right.
Okay. The 29th was the day that the semester ended.
Okay.
The 29th was also the day that I went down to my local recruiter
Oh, okay.
and said, hey, I think I'd look good in green.
So how old were you at this point? Like 17?
I was 19.
19 years old.
I was held back 1 year.
Mhm.
I had nephritis of the kidney and I had a heart murmur.
Wow.
So this is the middle of draft era. Most people are trying their best
Everybody's
just not to
trying
get
their
drafted.
damnedest
Not to get
to
drafted.
get to Canada.
Sure. Now, being especially in California, which had a large peace movement and a large civil rights movement, and we're talking about the Watts riots. We're talking about
I was in Wilmington, California.
Where's that in relationship to Watts?
Couple blocks.
Couple blocks.
I was standing at 14
Mm-hmm.
with a rifle
Holy shit.
by the window, guarding my Uncle Carl's house. The uncle with the 13.
Sure.
Okay, he didn't mind dying. I you know.
That sounds like he had a trained platoon.
So
My aunt had a black lady that worked for
Mm-hmm.
Carmine, and the poor lady. Okay, it came time for her to get off work.
Mm-hmm.
We're watching people walking up and down the street, breaking windows, kicking in cars.
Mhm.
I mean, you name it, they were doing it.
How I know you're right there, but just how out of character for American society was that at the time? Like, was it just
Totally.
a complete
This
shock?
was a.
Yeah.
This was. Look, I'm a dumb white boy.
Right.
I was raised to respect property,
Sure.
my neighbors, everything. And to watch these people walk down the street and callously
Mm-hmm.
and with joy,
Yeah.
okay, kick the shit out of cars and personal property. It hurt.
Was the conversation, if you can remember, the conversation ever brought up, not that these guys are fucking just destroying their neighborhoods, but what their perspective was, or was it just like what was the conversations like?
Look, they were unhappy.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't like what was going on in their part of town,
Sure.
and so they went to the outlying areas
Mm-hmm.
around it
So Watts
and
riots
burnt them down.
to try and draw attention to what was
to
happening.
what was happening.
Yeah, and I don't think many of them. Look, it was an opportunity to loot,
Yeah.
okay, to destroy property,
Mm-hmm.
and to seize power.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel like it's more of a mentality that people are smart, mobs are stupid? Like it was just something that spread like cancer?
This, I have never seen so many stupid people in my life. Carmine, okay, she looked at my uncle and
Yeah.
my aunt and said, "Hey, Mr. Carl,
Mm-hmm.
Miss Mary, would you mind if I stayed here tonight?"
She was scared.
Mm.
She was terrified.
Wow.
Right.
And I thought, there's something wrong with this picture.
Mhm.
Right.
Because she's as black as the people
Yeah.
that are kicking everything in
So
and
would it-
destroying everything.
Did it make you think maybe it's not really a race issue after all? That maybe it's something
Yes.
much deeper? Even at that age,
And
you knew.
look, I don't. Can I use that
You
word?
use whatever
Yeah,
fucking word
whatever
you
you
want.
want.
Okay. I said, Carmine, I said, look, she always called me, I'm 14,
Yeah.
15.
Yeah.
She always called me Mr. Lou.
Yeah.
She always treated me with respect, and
Mhm.
I always gave it to her.
Sure.
She earned it. And I said, Carmine, what's the matter? Why don't you go home? And she said, Mr. Louis, them niggers out there are rioting.
Wow.
And they don't care who they hurt. They don't care what they hurt. And tomorrow, it's all going to be the same.
Mm-hmm.
And it broke my heart.
So you're 2 blocks away.
Why did it break your heart? I'm sorry.
Because,
Nate, I just
look,
wanna hear why.
look. I care about people. Carmine, she was a beautiful lady.
Right.
I don't look at color.
Mhm.
How do you treat me? You treat me like a man.
Like
I'll
another
treat you like a
human.
queen.
Sure.
You treat me like a dog. I'll bite your ass.
Right.
Okay? No,
Oh, yeah.
I've only got.
Absolutely.
I love you, or I don't want to be around you. And if you push it, I'll bite.
Right.
Right.
Okay? I'm a nice guy,
Yeah.
but I don't flip anybody garbage.
Mm-hmm.
I don't take any either.
Mhm.
And look, I just try to be a righteous individual.
That's awesome.
It's the way all of us should be.
And
Totally.
look, I did not like what I saw that came out of Watts. I didn't like anything. Okay, I was grateful to God
Mm-hmm.
that I went into the military during the race war
Yeah.
that went on in America. Because in Vietnam, I could shoot back.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Anything I did in California,
Was
I
illegal.
would've gone to
or-
prison.
Yeah.
so everybody's dodging this draft, or at least a lot of people are. There's a peace movement.
no, there were.
did-
Look.
did
You've
it-
got 3 groups of people.
Yeah.
You've got people that are thinking for themselves.
Okay.
You've got, okay, and they're going to do what their mom and dad taught them to do. My father taught me that, hey, look, there's a time coming. Okay, you like your freedom? Make a payment on it.
Nice.
Okay, you'll get to travel, you'll get to grow up.
So you volunteer.
I look, my dog tag says RA, regular Army. I joined.
Yeah.
Okay, and when I was at that age, I was burned out on school, and I knew if I dropped out of school, I was going to get drafted.
Right.
And I would rather pick my branch. I would rather pick my job.
So volunteers got to pick. If you volunteered, you
to
got
a degree.
To agree. So what does that mean?
According to the needs of the military.
Sure. So
you
there
could pick a lifeguard on Sunlit Beach.
Nice job.
And if they didn't have any openings for a lifeguard on Sunlit Beach, they sent you to Alaska.
Did you ever
Germany.
Did you ever at least get to go to Sunlit Beach?
I got to visit it one time on leave. And no, I knew people that joined for Hawaii.
Yeah.
And went to Alaska. And I said, no joke. Hey, man, you got screwed. Yeah. I said, they didn't even give you a palm tree?
So how long after you went to the recruiter did you go to basic training?
That day.
That day?
The next day I was taking my oath. I took my physical. Turn your head and cough. Okay. I can do that.
Did you get a finger up the ass back then?
Thank God we went out.
He
never called back after the date, though. Okay. And no, I mean, did you hear how Peter Fonda got out? Peter Fonda went in for his induction physical. And they said, okay, undress. Take all your clothes here. Remember where you put them. They may be there when you come back. Okay. We won't tell you where to put the wallet.
Yeah.
Okay. He went in, got in line, and they're walking down and saying, turn your head and cough. Okay. Came right up to him and he said, you touch my junk, I'm going to knock you on your ass. And they said, buddy, you ain't going to get your clothes back until you do. And he said, that's fine. He walked out.
Wow.
Naked.
Grabbed a cab.
Holy Christ.
Good for him,
And from
I guess.
Wilshire, California, took a cab home. Okay, the thing that confused the military was they thought that he was gay. Because when he wrote down his name, he put down Fonda Peter. And
back then, couldn't do that. They didn't allow that back then.
Well, you're probably going to get your butt kicked.
So you went, you had your physical, and
that evening, I was transported to Fort Ord, California.
Okay.
Oh.
Nice,
Well, what did your mom think? I mean, I know your
My
dad was
mom-
probably proud, but what did your mom think? Was she sad or shocked or
Let me ask
happy?
you,
Look, I had an older brother and an older sister that had run away repeatedly, talking about child abuse. So when I left my mom a letter, I left her the nicest letter you could have ever imagined. Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad. I love you. But today I really screwed up at school, and I don't want to be here when the report card gets home.
So you were less.
I'm going to go into the military
You were
where
less
you
afraid.
can't touch me.
You were less afraid of
Getting killed.
Vietnam than having to face your parents for failing one subject.
Right.
Wow.
I can tell you, my dad never touched you. I can tell.
Oh my gosh.
Clearly.
My goodness.
No. When punishment came down in my house, it was brutal, dude.
Like biblical wrath of God punishment.
He took lessons from God. Yeah. And no. Look, my dad and my mom were both hardcore, but I knew the rules.
Yeah.
And if I fucked up, I knew the payment. And look, when you have 8 children,
You gotta have rules.
yeah.
Yeah, and they gotta work.
And no. You got to make them work.
Yeah.
And look, my brother Chris ran away from home 5 times.
Wow.
Okay, my sister Charlotte, 3 or 4. And every time they went out, they became drunks. They lived with questionable people. And these were the dredges of society
Right.
that would take you in. And she badmouthed my mom, my brother's sister badmouthed my mom, my dad, to all the counselors. Oh my God, no wonder you left. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because she was making up such a crazy, sad story.
Okay, look, my mom and dad went to Huntington Beach. That's where my grandmother lived. Okay, because she's a physiotherapist, to get a treatment. Okay. Halfway there, they're going through Anaheim. Guess who passed them?
Mickey Mouse.
My brother, my sister, in their car.
Oh,
They didn't notice Mom and Dad, but they were noticed.
Yeah.
And we're at the dinner table, and I don't know what's going on. And dinner table was a fearsome thing because if Mom and Dad had an issue,
That's where it was laid out.
so you had
You had dinner.
digestive trouble.
You had dinner at the table every night. I'm sorry again to interrupt, but this is important. Yeah, that's awesome. Okay.
No, that was how
That's just
life
how it
worked.
was.
Mandatory.
Yeah.
Okay, and you made it. You were there, or died. And my father looked at my brother Chris. Hey, Chris, how was your day? Oh, it was cool, Dad. What'd you do? Oh, I went to school. Today's a school day. Oh, that's why you're gone. Okay. Charlotte, how you doing? They should have had a clue.
Dude, quickly.
Right.
Yeah.
And Charlotte started to perspire. She was brighter than my brother Chris. And what's the matter, Dad? Oh, nothing. But when we were passing through Anaheim, you passed us. And we weren't heading for school. And they,
Busted. got
that
caught.
look. Yeah, that oh shit look. And oh my God, they were both running in circles that night. Okay, but they got their car pulled from them. They got grounded. That was the wrath of God back then.
Did you get your car
Oh,
taken?
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
What kind of car did you drive in high school?
Yeah, what was
Motorcycle.
What kind of bike was it?
Okay, it was okay. I started out on a 250 Yamaha. Went to a 650 Triumph Trophy.
Okay, that's a good bike.
Went to a Harley.
Nice.
What Harley?
It was a Panhead.
Panhead? What year? Do you remember? No.
67, 68.
Did you buy it like new, or did you just find some fucking junker?
He's all no.
No. The thing that you learned about motorcycles
Yeah.
when I started riding was, okay, you wait for 2 buddies that are nearly homo
Close to it, yeah.
that buy motorcycles at the same time, so hey, we can ride together.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, and
Almost a club.
when one of them got killed,
you bought that bike?
no, you bought his buddy's bike
Oh, because he got scouted.
because he didn't get hit.
He's
Right.
a friend.
No, you learn to watch the
Yeah.
obituary.
Which
Wow.
of those three bikes, which one was your favorite?
The Triumph.
The Triumph, yeah.
Okay, I had a Triumph 650 trophy.
Yeah, nice bike.
And oh my God, if I hadn't had to tighten up everything every 100 miles or magnetize the rear wheel, I would have married it. I got more mileage out of that bike than I did most girlfriends.
So that was your real first
That was your first love.
That was my first love.
Yeah.
Right on.
That is still a bike.
What happened to it?
Got in trouble.
So Dad took it?
No, my dad told me sell it.
Oh, man. even worse.
Okay, I sold it. Oh, no. There's a happy ending. Okay, I bought a Harley, and it turned out to be the biggest piece of shit
Strange.
that I ever had in my life. And no, but I learned 2 things that day. Oh, in that experience. Don't piss off, Dad, when you got a bike you like. Okay. And the other one is, be really careful what you replace it with. Because, no, there was a chance that I could have gotten my bike back.
Yeah.
Aw.
And I didn't know it.
Ah.
I knew that bike.
Mm-hmm.
Most people can ride a bike.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Back then, I could make it stand.
Nice.
I could make it sing and dance. It could do the cha-cha. Okay, but no. If you saw me and I was in motion, I was on my bike.
Nice.
My mom hated that
Yeah, I'll
bike.
bet.
And
Dangerous.
that was the first thing that I thought, yeah. This is the one. And
That's funny.
no, look, I was a good guy. No, seriously.
No, I'm with you. I'm just laughing.
I was a good guy. My brother Chris was out TPing houses. He went for a ride up to Idlewild, California, which is right outside of him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, a 40-minute drive. And he had the biggest bum in the town. Jack Fight. Jack, I love you, Jack. Jack was the baddest son of a bitch you'll ever meet in your lifetime, or probably your children's.
Mm-hmm.
And Jack said, hey, Chris, I'm going to go with you to Idlewild. Okay, Jack.
You didn't say no to Jack.
You don't say no to Jack.
Because it's going to be fun.
If Jack said, hey, Lou, I've got ankle belts on. You want to wear one of them? Oh, hell yeah, Jack. just to know that you're wearing one? Fucking A. Okay. And when they called you Tinkerbell later, you could lay the guy out. Okay, well, what happened? Jack saw a car driving up the mountain that was familiar to him. Hey, pull over, man. I know that car. He grabbed a gallon of paint out of the back of the car, back of the pickup truck, and put it through the windshield.
Oh.
And there are cars going by. Hi. You know? And my brother Chris is kind of, yeah, okay. Jack, you done? He dumped the paint in the front.
Of the seat.
Yeah. Screwed that car up good. Kicked the tire twice and got back in.
Crazy.
Threw the empty in the back of the truck. Said, yeah, let's go. That'll teach that prick. Chris comes home from Idlewild after taking care of company business. Okay. Hey, Chris. Still not very bright.
Faster than the internet back then.
Yeah,
Faster than the internet.
gossip.
I swear to God.
It travels on the wings of eagles. Okay.
It
Bad
really does.
good news travels on the back of a tortoise.
This is why our generation started this fucking campaign against snitches.
Yeah. Stitches get stitches.
That's right.
Okay, well, what happened? Hey, Chris, how'd it go in Idlewild? Hey, super, Dad. You drop off that material? Oh, everything but a gallon of paint, but I'll pick that up. Okay, great, super. Hey, did you know that the sheriff called me today? That should have been in the beginning of that sinking feeling in his stomach.
Well, there was people driving by for
No
crying
wonder.
out loud.
Hi, Chris.
No wonder
Yeah.
your brother was abused.
And he said, hey, Chris, did Jack Fight actually ride with you to Idlewild? Did he actually put that gallon of paint through the windshield? I wasn't paying attention.
Pleading the fifth.
Yeah, he did circles with Dad that night.
Uh-oh.
But my dad, you worked. And if he told you to go do something, you went and did it.
Right.
If he told you not to do something, that's up to you.
You hedged your wages.
Just
you
just
hedged your
look.
bets.
You hedged your bet, and you hope to God if you didn't do it, that you didn't look like you didn't.
So would you consider, if you look back at it, do you think you had a good childhood, bad childhood?
I had a great
You had a lot
childhood.
of fun.
Nice.
I got away with more shit than you could shake. No, my brother Chris.
They can't see you on that motorcycle, brother. You're moving fast.
Look. No. That's the only good thing about being a black sheep. Your people generally know your track record.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I knew my brothers.
Yeah.
I knew my sisters. I'd come home okay, my curfew was midnight. Nothing good can happen after midnight, Lou. You be home by 11:59:59. And okay, I did. I'd go out with my friends.
Mm-hmm.
I'd get fucked up. I didn't drink.
Mm-hmm.
I drank too much. I got sicker than a dog.
Yeah.
But marijuana, hashish, super.
Yes, sir.
Was that your first drug?
Yeah.
Does
And
that your only drug?
until after I was in the Army for a while, over a year.
So I want to finish the story about the Army, at least how you got in, because I think it's amazing that you volunteered. And the reason you volunteered
It's
blows my
amazing
fucking
that
mind.
I did.
No, it just blows my mind the reason you volunteered. The story to stay out of trouble.
No, that's the honest to God truth.
You volunteered for war at 19 years old, so you're on your way to basic training. What are your thoughts on the way there?
I'm fucked.
Well,
No. Look,
Yeah.
I am the black sheep of my family.
Mm-hmm.
I have one fault
Yeah.
among many.
I was gonna say, just one, come on.
No.
Superhuman over here.
But
Fuck.
in life situations,
Mm-hmm.
okay, you put me in a situation and I'm going to be tested.
Right.
I second guess myself to death.
Yeah. Okay.
And where I would have made, if I had to wing it, just make a decision and live with it,
Mm-hmm.
I'd be okay. I'd be great. I'd pull out a 4.0. But, hey, Lou, you thought this the last time you took a test. And, boy, did you look foolish? And I would, no, I can't be right. No, that can't be right. Okay, so I would second guess it, and I'd change a correct answer
Right.
to
an
a wrong
incorrect.
one.
Yeah, I do that too.
And if I'm left alone, I don't have anybody looking over my shoulder or reminding me of when I fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
I do pretty fucking good. Okay? And to me, combat was, and this is what I told my son, it's a difficult situation
Mm-hmm.
with a lot of decisions that you have to make really quick.
Yeah, for sure.
And if you make the right ones, you're going to be okay. If you make the wrong ones, it don't matter.
Mm-hmm. So
Mistakes aren't forgiven. You're dead.
So, I just want to tell the whole story. Do you remember your drill sergeants' names?
No, but I really did hope that I'd run into him in Vietnam.
Were they dicks or what?
Okay, one thought he was a ninja.
A ninja.
No, a ninja.
A ninja.
I heard it correctly.
And no. Hey, I'm a trained killer.
Mm-hmm.
I actually went through ninjutsu.
Ooh,
Okay.
sounds neat.
And he flipped me 3 or 4 times
Mm-hmm.
to show other people how to flip people.
Right.
Hey, Schiermeyer, relax.
Just
Okay,
relax.
and he flipped me over his shoulder. Hey, good going, Schiermeyer. Thank you, Sergeant. Okay, and no, I mean, it lit his fuse. It blew the wind up his ass, and I'm happy that I gave him that moment.
Right.
But I never believed a word of it. He said, if you go airborne training, you're going to be my buddy.
So did you go airborne?
I volunteered for it.
Nice.
When I went to, you've got 2 grades of school. You've got basic training,
Mm-hmm.
where they teach you basic infantry.
Sure.
Then you go to your advanced individual training,
Right. And what was that for you?
artillery.
Artillery.
Okay, I got there, and the drill sergeant said, hey, I hate airborne.
What?
I hate it. I think that if you're going to go airborne, you're puke. And I'd rather spit on you than look at you.
Wow.
Now, if there's anybody here who's volunteered for airborne and wants to step out, you're my buddy for life. And I said, where do I sign? And I signed out. Okay, he loved me. We got along after that.
Right.
And I went through artillery training.
Mm-hmm.
It meant learning
Where was that at?
Fort Sill, Oklahoma.
Oh, cool.
Okay, and I got to blow up targets at 6 miles, 7 miles, and cars. They had a line of about 200 cars.
Wow.
Fun.
6 cannon lined up and saying, "Hey guys, can you hit one?" And no, I loved it.
That's awesome.
And if you like to shoot,
Mm-hmm.
there's nothing like a cannon.
I'm sure.
For sure.
Yeah.
Okay, a howitzer. I like the 105.
Mhm.
Hated the 155,
Why?
which is big,
Heavy.
heavy round. Okay, it was like a tank.
Mm-hmm.
And if you stood up with a round to
Mhm.
load, usually the floor in Germany was frozen.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a real neat way to hold high explosives while falling on your butt and breaking your leg.
Right.
So I never thought that much of it.
Right.
Okay, 175 and 8-inch, I've never fired.
Okay.
But for me, artillery was cool. It meant that I'd be in the rear
Yeah.
firing support.
Yeah.
And after I got to the rear and I found out what kind of people were there, no.
No, I got it. You want to be in the shit.
Yeah.
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 You want to be. If we're gonna be there, let's get in the mess.
Yeah,
Let's
look,
do
look,
it.
look. If we're going to do it, let's do it.
I agree.
Okay, otherwise, hey guys, have a good time.
Yeah.
I'm going home.
Was it
Right.
so?
So go ahead.
I mean, how was it since you came from a place where you hadn't been exposed or experienced many black people? You joined the Army. What was that like?
I didn't like a lot of them.
Why is that?
Okay, and this is the honest to God
Yes, please.
truth.
That's what we want.
Okay, because, look, I'm an open book.
Mm-hmm.
You ask me a question, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
You may not like the answer, but it'll be the truth. And look, I don't hate anybody. My mom and dad were very cool people.
Hmm.
They didn't teach me how to hate anybody.
That's good.
And color, my wife would tell you that color is the reason why you can hate people.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, and that's not my book.
Right.
Okay, if you treat me good, I'll treat you like a king. Treat me like a dog, I'll bite you.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't give a fuck what color you are. You could be green. But if you want to get along, we're going to be buddies. If you don't want to get along, hey, maybe not.
Mm-hmm.
So
And
you don't feel that they wanted to get along?
for a long time, most of them didn't.
Sure.
Oh, my God. Do you know the recipe for soul?
No.
No. Should that be fried, baked, or broiled? Nah, you ain't cool.
You didn't know the recipe. If you just knew the recipe, Duke, you'd probably been pretty cool.
Hey, look. I didn't ask anybody, do you know the recipe for being a decent human being?
Right.
Or for being white?
Sure.
No. I think white's cool. But, hey, dude, we ain't the only color.
There you go.
And if you're a righteous dude, you're righteous.
Right.
Right.
And if you're unrighteous, fuck you.
Right.
So,
I like that.
I know your story. I'm just trying to dig it. So you go to the artillery and you finish up AIT.
I finished AIT.
Uh-huh.
I went home for 30 days. They sent me, I volunteered for Vietnam
Okay.
twice. They sent me to Germany.
Mhm.
Okay, now if you were, no.
Yeah, you were saying.
If
Alaska,
you were
Hawaii.
trying to go to Germany, you volunteered for Vietnam.
Oh, that's the trick.
If you're trying to go to Germany,
You
if you wanted to go to Vietnam,
You volunteer for Germany.
For Germany, yeah.
got it.
Nobody got what they wanted.
Huh.
And I knew a lot of people that were more than willing to go.
Right.
But it seemed like the people who processed the orders
Mm-hmm.
had a very perverse sense of humor.
Right.
Yeah.
And look, I was willing to go.
Mm-hmm.
Look, I can get shot at as good as anybody.
Right. Right.
Lack of color, lack
Yeah.
of weight, lack of anything, it don't matter. You shoot at me. If I do something, whether it's a finish carpenter, a frame carpenter,
Mm-hmm.
a roofer, whatever, I want to be the best guy on the crew.
Right.
That's my standard. It's what my dad beat into me.
Mm-hmm.
If you've got to be there,
Be
Make
the
more
best.
money than everybody.
Sure.
Be the leader. Okay, great. And I did that.
So did you like Germany?
Germany was a neat country, and I didn't think I'd like it.
Mm-hmm.
The further you got away from the big cities, the more natural people became. It's like living in Vegas
Sure.
and getting away from the strip.
It's.
Okay.
People turn into
I think-
people the further away
Yeah,
you get.
I think that's I think that's anywhere. People in cities are too busy to fuck with you, and then the further you get out, people are like, "Oh, what's up?"
Hi.
Yeah.
Were they
Yeah.
welcoming and
but,
sweet to you
but I learned
as a GI?
But I learned German.
Do you remember any of it?
Ich spreche.
What's that mean?
Ooh,
I speak it.
neat.
No. There was a lot of things, that I didn't know, but I lived downtown. I
Yeah.
didn't live in base house.
Downtown where? What city?
Wiesbaden
Wiesbaden?
und Bad Kissingen.
That's the whole name. Wiesbaden.
Bad Kissingen. Okay, if you see the word bad in front of it,
Yeah.
it meant they had mineral springs there.
No.
Oh,
It means don't
Bad.
drink the water.
The more you
Right.
know.
do not drink the
Okay, yeah. I went there, spent my 45 finning,
Uh-huh.
on a cup of genuine Wiesbaden,
Beer?
not Wiesbaden, Bad Kissingen, spring water.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Awful. Awful stuff.
Had the shit,
How was the?
but it
It's a
did
cleanse.
clean you out.
Yeah, it's a cleanse.
It's a cleanse.
Minerals
No, but it was
from
sulfur
Earth.
water.
How was
Sure.
the beer there?
Sulfur water.
Yum.
Oh, got excitement.
Okay,
Beer.
if you like beer,
I love it.
you love Germany. Okay, if you like real beer
Yeah.
and you think you're a drinker,
Yeah.
take your time learning about German beer.
Understood.
I thought that I knew beer.
That's some real life advice right there, guys.
Okay, and no, first time I drank,
Yeah. Sorry.
Is alcohol your favorite drug, Duke? Seems
No.
like no. What's your favorite?
where do I start?
Your favorite. There's only one.
No.
There's a twinkle in
I
his
like
eye.
It's not alcohol though.
no. To me, alcohol is a depressant,
Yeah.
and as such, I don't recommend it to a lot of people because a lot of people should get their ass kicked
Sure.
after drinking too much of it.
Right.
Okay, I got mine kicked a couple times. Okay, but no, I like marijuana.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, I like hashish.
Mhm.
I like sitting down, smoking a good pipe,
Mm-hmm.
and listening to good music.
Yeah, me too.
Who does?
Okay, no, I don't have to go out. I don't have to get laid. I don't have to get nothing.
Just get
I'm
there.
happy. I'm happy for the ride.
Yeah.
I'm happy for California. If you live there, you got with your friends and your 49 favorite friends, and they would all smoke your dope.
And hopefully bring some to share.
They might bring their pipe.
With something to
They
smoke
might
it
bring their
in.
pipe, but nothing to smoke.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll listen to Seals and Croft. Okay, we'll listen to whoever's cool. But we talked.
Yeah, man.
Okay, you didn't sit around and wow, man, I'm fucked. No, if you could, in my culture, if you could name a song by the second riff,
Mm-hmm.
You weren't cool.
dude, you just ain't listening
I
enough.
think you just found the recipe to soul.
Pretty sure.
Look,
this
look,
whole
look,
time
look.
you knew, Duke. And
I
you didn't
like
know.
I liked
Knew this whole
everybody.
time.
I was raised. I told you that I had nephritis of the kidney and heart murmur.
Mm-hmm.
My mom had a box, maybe 30 inches square, maybe 15 inches deep, and my mom was a jukebox junkie.
Oh wow. So
I didn't look. She had her cool in her. Dad kind of
secret?
squelched it. Okay, and no, but she had everything from the ink spots to Tchaikovsky.
nice.
Okay, to have you ever heard of Gogi Grant?
No.
Okay, she did a song time ago.
Mm-hmm.
She was a nightclub singer.
Gogi Grant is her name?
Gogi Grant.
G-O...
G-O-G-I.
Okay.
Yeah, I found it.
That's it. It's the only song she ever recorded.
Really?
The only song?
The
Wow.
Wayward Wind.
The Wayward Wind.
Yeah.
We'll put
Honey,
it
I'll
in.
just edit
Yeah,
it in.
We'll just edit it in.
You don't have to do that. I'll
Yeah,
edit
okay.
it in. Yeah.
Just that's her?
I don't know. I never No, but I heard that record and memorized it.
Nice.
Oh, cool.
But it was the song that I patterned my life after.
Well, what's the line in there that you?
Okay.
Yeah, what's
And
her
the
favorite
Wayward
song?
Wind is the next of he's the next of kin to the Wayward Wind.
Nice.
Okay, he was born by a railroad track. There he spent his youngest days. And after that, he started jumping the trains and went everywhere that the wind blew.
That's cool.
And I thought, whoa,
That's pretty
you
deep.
don't have to be stuck in one place.
Right. Yeah.
What a concept. And
Right.
no, but to me, it was neat
Mm-hmm.
that somebody could be discontented with their hometown or just want to see the rest of the world.
Just want to go. Yeah.
Now, look, when I was a kid, we didn't have all that newfangled, internet porn. If you wanted to see a pair of boobs, dude,
Yeah.
you went to the library.
National
And you
Geographic.
got National Geographic.
Saggy black boobies from Africa. Those were
Oh
my
my
first
God.
boobies I
That's
saw.
kind.
Okay. No, it was free.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
It was
kind.
at the library.
And what unusual shapes. And then I found out about art.
Right.
I studied Michelangelo
Nice.
and everybody else that would paint bare breasts. Okay. No, I know my
Fascinated by
art.
it. Yeah, good.
You know your naked
And-
art.
Booby art.
Yeah.
Dude, you can go sketch a naked lady downtown. They have it all the time.
All
It's
the
once
time,
a
man.
week.
I'm cheap.
It doesn't cost anything. You just have to
So-
bring your paper and pad.
Let me get back to Germany.
I'll memorize it.
Let me get back to Germany. So you go to Germany. You're in the artillery. You're partying. First time you drink German beer.
Got wrecked.
Got wrecked. Right. How long were you in Germany?
Okay, first trip,
Uh-huh.
about 5 months.
Okay.
Okay. Then I found out that you could take a short discharge
Mm-hmm.
and start your time over again after you've been in the military for 9 months.
Oh wow.
Okay, I did that.
Okay.
And I could pick my bonus. My bonus,
What was your bonus?
Vietnam.
That you wanted to go to Vietnam.
Yes.
And so
And look, the black people there were not cool.
in Vietnam.
Yeah, no, in Germany.
Oh, okay.
But I figured in Vietnam, we're going to have to get along.
Right.
Yeah.
True that.
Forced to.
Forced to.
So,
Okay.
do you think it was like really segregated then when you were in Germany? Was it like
It
blacks
was-
and whites
look,
were
look,
completely
it was-
separate?
Everybody was,
Had their own cliques.
yeah.
Huh.
And if you weren't black, you couldn't hang around with blacks.
Right.
Mm.
Right.
If you were white, the Mexicans didn't want you. The Asians didn't care for you.
Mhm.
And you can't pick strawberries. No. Okay. I don't give a shit about any of that crap.
Right. But
And
obviously they did because that's how it was. and
Look, because they wanted to be,
Special and segregated.
Well,
they were special.
Yeah.
We're also talking
yeah.
about we're also talking about a different thing. Like I'm just trying to think about their perspective a little bit. Like most of them didn't volunteer like you.
No.
Most of them were drafted into a country's army that their popular.
And I understand your drift.
You know what I mean? I don't buy 100% because I've never lived it. But what I'm saying is that their popular
Well,
thing is they're
look,
taught in their
look,
house is that
look,
this country
look.
hates you and.
The one thing that I've learned in life,
Hmm.
we may not like the social order,
Sure.
but guess what, kiddies?
Is what it is.
We're stuck with it.
Yeah,
Right.
for sure.
Okay, in simple Latin, id est, quod id est.
What's that mean, man?
It is what it is.
What it is. So.
And look, we have no choice. It's like being dealt a hand of cards.
Hmm.
You didn't pick them.
No.
You've got to eat them. and then you've got to make something out of it.
What do you think it is about people that, like in general, people in general, that make them want to naturally segregate into what they were raised in?
Well, look, they're uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're uncomfortable. I can call it
Outside
what
of
it
their
is.
environment.
Okay, yeah.
Mhm.
And look, I understand a black person who don't want to run with white people. A lot of white people are fuckers.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, but I could say that about every race
Any
on
race.
earth.
Yeah.
A lot of people are fuckers.
Yeah.
In general. Just in
And
general, the
no,
human.
no.
The whole species
The
kind of
first rule of life is that not everybody wants to get along.
Yeah.
Not everybody wants to sing along.
No.
It's that
you
whole
know,
mob mentality thing, right? Like,
yeah,
I mean,
because it's easier to gather with your own.
Yeah, exactly. Like if somebody's similar to me, you're pretty much gonna
Oh,
lean
you
towards them.
gravitate.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
gravitate.
Yeah,
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
No, not at
But
all.
it don't have. It
Yeah, it
don't
doesn't have
mean
to-
you
have
have
to
to
be
be a
that way.
dick.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Precisely.
I don't want to be a dick.
Mm-hmm.
And if my son brings over his best friend and he's black, I don't give a shit.
Right.
I'll even let him sit in one of the white seats. Okay, no. No.
So you had
cute.
this
If my son calls you friend, I'll call you friend.
for sure.
Right.
You treat me right, I'll treat you right. We'll get along.
Right.
Careful which chair.
So let me ask you a
No,
question.
no.
Let me ask you a question. So you do this re-enlist thing. I forget what you called it. What do you?
A short
A short-
discharge.
So you get out. You literally get out. You get out.
You get out. You're discharged. You start all over again.
Okay. So you start. You start
At
all over
9
again.
months.
You start all over again. What do you decide to do? Because obviously artillery.
Vietnam. Okay,
Vietnam
I went
as-
over as an artilleryman.
Okay.
Okay, I went to Vietnam as an artilleryman. I went to a 105 battery.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that was in the Parrot's Beak in southern I Corps.
Okay.
Okay, it overlooked Laos and Cambodia.
Okay. Perfect.
And after I got there, I had my mind set on making a lot of medals. I'm not just going to be here. I'm going to be heroic.
Oh wow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I said, hey, gee, guys, glad to be here. How often do you get hit?
Mm-hmm.
We don't.
Because you're way in the rear.
No. We were on a mountaintop. And I said, what do you mean you don't? And they said, well, look, if they want to mortar us, the mortars usually fall short.
And it don't.
Or if they get high enough, they go completely over. and
Good sound effect.
That was perfect.
And nothing happened.
Yeah.
I said, oh really? I said, how about ground attacks? Oh fuck, we're too high. No.
So you
they
guys are
don't-
way
they-
up
they
in the
don't
fucking
want-
mountains.
We got sucked in by clouds
Okay.
during monsoon.
So
Okay,
From
when
an
it rained, it sucked.
from an artillery standpoint, you're in an amazing vantage point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And nothing ever happened there. Nope. It's cool.
So how long did you
And I
stay
thought-
How long did you stay doing that?
A day.
One day.
one whole day. And I said, what do I have to do to get out of this unit?
Walk.
They said, yeah, basically. And they said, well, I don't know. And about that time, our battery commander called up our silly little phone and said, hey, gee, we need an RTO to go out with alert team.
For so the civilians listening,
Okay,
an
an
RTO is
RTO.
a radio technical operator, and so they'll carry
And
the radio on their
alert team
back
was
and-
a long-range reconnaissance patrol.
Got it.
And you went out anywhere from 3 days to 90.
Okay.
You walked until your shorts rotted off.
Gross.
Oh, God. Hey, no.
That's good,
Okay.
man. Yeah. How's that chafing back then? I'm sure you were chafed as fuck.
Okay, I used chapstick
Ooh, on your
around
crotch.
my anus.
Yeah,
and
yeah. My
worked.
man.
You said Ennis?
I use Vaseline.
Ennis.
I'll bet you do.
I did. I'm not even kidding.
If I went out with you,
Yeah.
I'd bring
you
my
do.
own.
Yeah, it'd be ready for you, brother. Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I appreciate
No,
that.
I
Why would I?
really-
Yeah.
That's more than they usually offer, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
No, but
Awful
no,
nice of you, Duke.
I volunteered.
Thank you.
Okay,
So you
I
got
went
that-
out, and the first thing that happened, I went out, and here's these 8 guys,
Mm-hmm.
counting the platoon leader, and they said, hey, let's see your pack. Rattle, 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 rattle.
Nothing.
Oh my God.
Nobody helped you.
Yeah, they did.
Oh, okay.
They taught me how to pack my kit.
No, I mean before you dumped it out, nobody had helped you.
No,
Right.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, well,
Who thought that could walking around in the bush could be that complicated?
Yeah.
Right.
It's got to be quiet, though. You got to be
Yeah,
stealthy.
well, I wasn't into the quiet thing.
Mm.
And no, but they taught me how to pack it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I had to carry an AN PRC 25 radio,
Right.
a Prick 25.
Prick 25.
Okay, 2 batteries. I had to carry about 600 rounds of ammo.
What kind of ammo was that on you? Was that
5.56.
5.56 for the M16, or
Okay.
did you have to carry ammo for the gunner that was?
Oh,
with you
I had to
guys?
carry 2 belts, 200 rounds
Right.
of 30 cal.
30 cal. Oh, you guys had a 30 cal. You weren't carrying a 7.62 260.
That was 60, but
Okay.
it's 30 cal. 2 mortar rounds,
Mm-hmm.
a claymore.
This
a
this
lot
was in the platoon or all on you?
on me.
Okay. What did you guys carry the 2 mortar rounds for? Were there mortars attached to you guys?
We had a mortar.
Mortar team attached to you. Okay.
No, a mortar man.
Oh, you guys had a mortar min.
We had a FO, and he could call.
So you had FO. You had a Ford observer with you who also carried a tube. Got it. Wow, that's a gangster ass platoon.
Look, I talked that fool into carrying my rifle, my radio half the time.
Oh, did you? Why? He was just
Hey,
dumb?
Schiermeyer, my commander, right?
Yeah.
Hey, Schiermeyer, just noticed your Ford observers carrying your radio.
Mm-hmm.
I said, keep it down. I told him that was something we split.
Well, you're carrying his mortars.
No,
You weren't.
no,
Okay.
I've got principles. And no, he said, okay, if he wants to do it, great.
So on this LRPS team, this long range reconnaissance team, what was the longest you guys went out?
It was close to 80 days.
Close to 80 days.
My underwear had rotted off.
Yeah.
My socks were a joke.
Mm-hmm. I'm just trying to get a picture of where it was. So this is dense jungle, or was it?
Yeah, it was triple canopy.
And you guys
jet
had some.
jungle.
Oh God.
You had some shitty
How do you get
lieutenant
through
at
that?
the lead, or was the lieutenant good? Like, was he a good land
He
nav guy?
was a good man.
He was a good guy.
He was a good man. I'm
Yeah.
sorry he died.
Mm.
And he lost 22 feet of intestine after my replacement stepped on a mine.
Mm.
And later he was sent back to the States and he died.
And he passed away in the States.
Yeah, he was a captain. He was a good man.
Good guy.
Mm.
What was his name? Do you
There
remember?
you go again.
I'm not asking you to remember his name.
Forgive me.
It's okay.
If I remembered his name,
Yeah,
I'd remember the entire story.
Mm-hmm.
I got you.
And I don't want to.
It's okay. We're not asking you to remember anything more than you want to put on this tape, man. So,
But I
80,
do
80
wish-
days is the longest you went out. Now, explain the terrain to me. Was it?
It was rugged.
Yeah.
Okay, I-Corps,
Uh-huh.
Central I-Corps.
Mm-hmm.
Vietnam was broken up into 4 corps. And you had everything in it from flatlands
Sure.
and rice paddies
Yeah.
to mountains to jungle, heavy jungle, triple canopy. Triple canopy, you're talking about trees 300 or 400 feet tall.
Yeah, man.
Okay, and you didn't see the sun all day.
Mm-hmm. Just
Right.
in shade all day, huh?
Yeah, no,
Well, it was a-
you were sweating.
At the bottom, yeah, shade. She's just saying that there's
In
no
shade,
sun.
though, there's no sunlight. You're just in the shade
there's
the whole
no
time.
sunlight,
Yeah.
Mhm.
but there's humidity.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And Vietnam got an average of 300
Okay.
inches of rain a year.
Mosquitoes?
Oh, yeah.
How big were these fucking mosquitoes, bro?
What'd they do? Did they eat you alive?
size of a silver
or
dollar.
How did you fight them? What did you do to get them?
We were given bug repellent.
So DEET.
That did work. Yeah.
DEET.
Yeah. DEET works.
Okay.
Gives you cancer.
But I'm alive. Okay. Okay. But
There's a lot.
after I had been out for 2 days,
Mm-hmm.
I quit taking my malaria pills.
Why?
Wow.
Dead had to be better.
Oh, really? That bad?
What did it do to you?
Dreams, huh?
No. Vietnam, it was hard.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, nobody wanted to be there.
Mm-hmm.
And if you were there, if you're out in the field, you're looking for a way out.
So let me ask you a question. So as volunteer, because I was in an all volunteer military, and I feel like that had a slightly different attitude. So you're talking about a military back then that was mostly draftees, and some volunteers. Now, was there a little animosity or resentment or a little hatred towards the bad attitude of the people who were drafted, or were you guys just kind of all in it together?
Hell no. We were all in it together. That's the only word for it. And you may be U.S., meaning a draftee.
Mm-hmm.
I may be RA,
Mm-hmm.
and means I joined.
Yeah.
But we're both here.
You're both there, right?
And it's not about whether you believe in it, whether you buy the war or you're against the war.
Yeah.
No, you're stuck there for a year, and you're going to do your year.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to go home, and you're going to forget it.
Well, you say do a year, but how long were you actually in the Republic of Vietnam?
Over 2.5 years.
2.5 years consecutively.
Yeah.
You didn't no break, no come home. Did you have
No.
any?
Okay, after my first year in country, I went home for 30 days, came back, did 6 months, did it again, went home for 30 days, came back, did it again. Okay, I would have been there another 6 months.
Yeah, and I just we'll get to that. I'll get you there. I just want to ask you. So when I went to Iraq and Kuwait, the one big difference that I feel between Vietnam and those wars is that
Sand?
Well, not just sand, but I'm talking politics and atmosphere of the army. The thing is that we went as cohesive units. My whole unit went, and we came back together. And I've always thought that was better because I knew the guy next to me way more. But you brought up a totally different perspective on the way here of that.
Yeah, because I went over and went to a replacement detachment.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I had re-enlisted. I had volunteered.
Mm-hmm.
They sent me to Duc Pho. No, not Duc Pho. Chu Lai, Vietnam.
Okay.
Which was a very major Bien Hoa and Chu Lai were administrative centers.
Okay.
And there were plenty of units that worked out of there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now when I got to Chu Lai, I had to go through a week of Republic of Vietnam training. Okay.
What did that consist of? Like just this is your culture,
walking through a phony Vietnamese village.
Okay.
That has nothing to do with reality.
Of course not.
That doesn't. Okay, they don't tell you how to burn it down. They don't. They say, "Oh, this is a bad place to be. You want to avoid it."
So, so when they taught you tactics through the area, were they just talking you get out of there as fast as you could, or
it just means do the best you can, dude.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And no, Vietnam training to me was complete bullshit.
Right.
And I can't think of a thing that I learned there that did anything for me or anybody.
In the
but I did
area.
get to see good porn.
You know, you brought up that good Asian porn, right, brother? Yeah, that's fucking. They don't give a fuck.
No.
Hey, let me ask you a question though, and I'll even say the point because maybe you're not really remembering on the way here. Is that what you said was that you were glad that it was a replacement unit atmosphere because
I didn't know anybody.
Exactly. So you didn't have to feel.
I didn't feel like I had to live up to anybody's expectations.
Uh-huh.
Usually, when I was in training, I was the butt end of it. You want me to stab that tire with my bayonet? Yeah. Raw.
Right.
Okay, that tire's dead, dude. I had a hard time taking it seriously.
Yeah.
The first aid, weapon training, I took it seriously. But,
so how many weapons would they train you on back then? Just like the M16, the M60?
No. Dude. Schiermeyer, in a combat situation, you want to keep your powder dry so that when you load your musket, okay, that's what I tell my son.
Right, yeah.
Who thinks that I actually had one.
I have joked. I have
Clark
joked.
County School District.
Before I knew you, before I even knew Duke was a door gunner, and hopefully we get to. Before I even knew he was a door gunner, I made the joke at a party that I said, "You're so fucking old, man. You were a door gunner in the Ark."
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. I would have been a door gunner on a screen door gunner on a submarine.
So that's
Couldn't
really
get it.
curious to me. I didn't know you had this artillery background. I didn't know you had this RTO background. I just knew about the Cav
Yeah,
Scout.
yeah.
fucking
That's
Duke.
all I brag about.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay,
tell me,
no.
how did you end up in Cav Scouts?
Lucky. That's the honest to God truth.
Yeah.
Okay, the first time I extended in Vietnam,
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to go to a gunship unit.
Okay.
And they said, "Hey, we got a unit for you." I said, "Oh, really?" And they said, "Yeah."
yeah.
Yeah.
You always. I feel like these people are tricking you.
You're generally right. Okay, but the code word was, I said, "Yeah, what's their call sign?"
What was it?
Pelicans. And I thought and I said, "What?" And they said they're very humble. They're very low.
Low key.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
And I said,
Silence.
"But
and
you can make
violence.
me a gunner."
Yeah.
Okay, I went to him. A Company, 123rd Aviation, Americal Division. I went there, and I learned about VIP ships.
Mm-hmm.
I learned about flying ass and trash, which is your low grade,
Yeah, I get it.
okay, load that has to go out, and somebody's got to do a dog, and you're the boy. I did that. I learned how to clean off the burnt fuel from the tail boom of the aircraft, which collects. If you've been on a Huey or a Blackhawk, you realize that the tail boom is black.
Mm-hmm.
That's from carbon fuel.
That makes sense.
So,
Okay,
I didn't know that.
well, they made us, as gunners, you were responsible for keeping the guns clean, keeping them working, and to wipe off that tail boom, boy.
That's it.
That's important. Okay, no, it may keep us flight worthy, dude.
Dude, no.
Okay,
I was just so the crew chief cleaned the rest of the aircraft.
no, he was responsible for the mechanical operation.
Okay.
Okay, he was a pilot
Mm-hmm.
that wiped out.
Wow.
And you can't fly it, but you can work on it.
You know, one of the things that always amazed me about what you said, because a lot of the circle that you and I hang out in is a veteran circle, and one of the things that always stuck out of my mind from what you said, and I'm sorry I want to say it, but you said that you're not a hero, that you're
No, I'm not. I'm a guy
Mm-hmm.
who got pushed into some very bad situations
Yeah.
and had no other way out.
Right.
And I'd like to think that there are people think that I'm cool,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're right.
but they're right. Okay. No, but to me, heroic means to be brave.
Mm-hmm.
Means that you've set aside your fear because there's a job that has to be done, and if you don't do it, people are going to get fucked.
Yeah.
Okay, and you set your fear aside. You risk your ass
Fuck yeah, man.
to get it done, not for your benefit,
but for the benefit.
but for the benefit of other people. Okay, that's what I call a hero. Now, do you know the difference between being brave and being a hero?
What's that?
A brave man only has to do it one time. Really? And people count you brave. Oh my God, I saw that guy get shot at by 49 different people
Mm-hmm.
with different caliber weapons. And, God damn it, he grabbed that baby and he brought it back
Mm-hmm.
at the risk of his own body in peril.
Right.
Okay, great, super. A hero, on the other hand, has to do it daily.
Right.
A hero? Well, you were a hero yesterday. Step in, dude. Okay, most heroes become heroes because the other people in their unit won't get off their dead butt.
Wow.
Out of a unit
That's
of 100 people,
That's the realest fucking thing I've ever heard in my entire life.
and out of a unit of 100 infantrymen,
Wow.
you've got maybe 5
Yeah.
people who are willing to stand up and say, "Shoot at me.
Mm-hmm.
I've got a girlfriend, but she ain't that cool." Okay. Or I got a wife and the baby's on the way, but hey, I'll take my chances.
Right.
And You're saying that I think that's somebody else's life. I was air cavalry. Bottom line, we were the people you called on when nobody else would show up. We were the people who were your last chance at surviving. And if I go in and I do my thing and you go home, tonight I'll drink a beer for you, dude. I don't even have to know your name. But I'll drink a beer to you because you're going home. This may not mean shit to me, but it means something to your mom, your dad, your brothers, your sisters, and everybody who knows you, even though I won't. And if I can pull it off, if I get killed doing it, that's the way it rolls. And that, to me, is not heroic. That, to me, is doing what is expected of you.
It's just your job.
That's my job. To lay down lead, to kill the people that are hurting the friendlies, and to send you home. And if I can pull that off, and maybe someday you'll think about me, look, that's cool. The only thing that I ask of anybody who knows me, I'm not going to be alive very long. Don't forget who I am.
Yeah, cheers, dude.
And
I'll cheers to that, too.
And hey, look, I'm not a big deal, but I knew a lot of people that could have done something, but oh my God, I got a girlfriend. I got to go home in 6 months, and oh, hey, come on.
They had attachments. It sounds like you
Well,
weren't
fearsome
attached.
motherfucker.
Look, I couldn't buy pussy back then.
No,
Okay. Sorry.
No, go ahead. You can keep talking. I was talking
No, but what I mean is, no, my luck with the ladies back then was nil. No, I was more caught up in music. I was more caught up.
Do you mentioned music a couple times. Do you play any instruments?
Drums.
You play the drums? That's cool.
Beats me. No, but I like music. I like people who make music, and I like good music. And it doesn't matter the format.
So you were telling me, go ahead. You were telling me the story on the way here about your last day in Vietnam.
Oh, last day in Vietnam.
Last day in Vietnam. It's such a fucking amazing, cool story.
Okay.
And I want you to tell the whole story about the party and everything. And like that was super duper cool.
I'm like that. Okay. The day before I went home, most people have a calendar. You know about short timer calendars?
Yeah, I do.
364 till a golden ride. I never had one.
Right.
Because the joke in my unit was that I would go home free from military service after the South Vietnamese troops went home.
So you were there that long? Right.
I was an institution.
In for the long haul.
Didn't care.
Right.
Good weed. It makes a difference. No. I love the air cavalry.
Do you like the weed better?
Well, yeah.
It was pretty close. No, but look. The people I worked with were the best.
Yeah.
You had to be there a long time to get in. You had to be really good to stay.
Why do you think that was? Just the
most of us died.
The short life expectancy was.
Well, that helped.
So you didn't want to make friends.
No, I had friends, but I had no expectation for my own survival.
Sure.
No, I mean it's not. No. It's not death wish. Don't misunderstand me. When you're the black sheep of your family, when I went to Vietnam, I went to redeem myself.
Wow. For one F.
Everything that I ever fucked up before I went in the military.
Right.
Look, I was bad news.
Wow.
And when I went in, I thought, well, maybe I can do something good for a change. And when I went in, when I got there, I realized that I could be more than I was.
Wow. So you liked it over there?
I loved it.
You loved it.
I didn't like what I had to do.
Mhm.
Hey, look. When you spend, when I was flying Hueys, 3 days of the week I was picking up dead people. I was flying in live people,
Wow.
picking up the dead, picking up the wounded. I picked up, 2 people in one day. One was my best friend in high school.
Wow.
His name was Lynn Schuhart from Emmett, California. I didn't even know he was in the military.
Wow.
And I'm picking up his dead ass. Next flight, I picked up my sister Charlotte's first boyfriend,
Wow.
a lieutenant by the name of Nick Heideck.
Wow.
I didn't even know.
That he was there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, can't wait to ride home tonight.
Right.
And look, I picked up the dead. I picked up the dismembered. Do you know what it's like to see a guy's head rolling around in the cargo area of your aircraft?
No, sir, I don't.
It sucks. But this was part of the ride.
Mhm.
I love to fly. I love the people I flew with. I didn't always like the job.
Right.
Right.
And that was why, look, when I dropped out of flying Hueys in the CAV, people looked at me and didn't like me.
Mhm.
Looking at it chronologically, on this end of my flight line were the Hueys.
Mhm.
We had our hooch, where the crew chiefs and door gunners lived. In this area, adjacent to us, we had the Cobra gunships. The pilots slept in the rear. They were nowhere near us, but between the Huey platoon and us was the operations building. They scheduled everybody. They were the ones who kept touch with everybody in the air. Then you had the maintenance battalion. We work on them. We don't fly them. Thank you. No, they kept us in the air.
Absolutely.
I'm grateful. Next to operations, we had, who the hell was it? The maintenance platoon. Oh, wait, avionics. They took care of our radios.
Mhm.
Next to that, you had a water tower. Next to that, you had a latrine. And right next to that, maybe 30 yards over, you had the scout platoon.
Okay, and that was you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Behind the toilets.
Next
We
to
were
the
lower than shit.
Okay. Just making sure I understood
Okay.
how it
No,
went.
no. But this was unit SOP.
Mhm.
Shit on paper. This is how they set it up. So that we were kept away from the normal people.
Why was that?
We were crazy. No, I say that jokingly, but
But sincerely, too.
no, that's what
From
the
a-
Army thought.
Right.
Okay, if they get too close to the Huey platoon, the maintenance platoon, maybe they'll wig out.
Maybe you guys will wig out or they will.
No, look, I tried to become a cop after I came back.
Yeah.
They were afraid I'd wig out.
From all the stuff that you saw.
No, everything I did.
All the things
They
you
didn't
did,
care
yeah.
what I saw. It was how many people did you kill? And we won't get into that.
Right.
Well, so you still never did get into what your mom felt when you joined, because
my mom.
she's a Navy wife, and
No, my mom was a good mother.
what was her feelings about her son, the good one, going into the military, into harm's way?
I told her, I said, okay, I'm doing this. Oh, God, really? And
Did she ever express to you, like, her fears or her
yeah,
worries? I
okay.
mean,
When I went from ground troop to aviation, she said, you're pushing it.
what'd she mean by that?
I was taking more risk.
Right.
Okay, and she didn't like it. Okay, when I went to scout, okay, my friends, okay, look, to be a Huey machine gunner, to go to scout, a Huey flies into an area, he's going to drop off troops.
Mm-hmm.
He gets shot at. Great. The lower and slower he becomes, the more he gets shot
How
at.
dangerous it is, right?
Okay.
But your mom knew these fears. She understood what that job
Well, I had
entailed.
explained it to her,
Oh,
which was really stupid on my part.
yeah. Maybe could have omitted a
I
few
thought
details.
I thought she would have. Wow, my kid's a hero. She said,
Right.
"No, I think you're stupid." And
Exactly what her mother would
okay,
say.
yeah,
Precisely.
yeah,
A
mother that really loves her
moms
son.
don't
Yeah.
change.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, but I went and became a Huey gunner, and look, it was good work. I got to live my dream. I got to be my own guy,
Mm-hmm.
but I saw people flying lower than I was,
And that's why you wanted to do.
and I thought, damn, I could do that. Why are they heroes and I'm not? No, that's the honest to God truth.
Right.
And I don't think anybody can do more than I can. I don't.
That's cool.
If you don't, if you think you can do more than I can, let's make a dare. No. Thumper the other day said, "I can't picture you surfing." I said, "Dude, you've never dared me." No. I only did it one day, and I nearly died.
Because you were dared to.
Okay, but
Besides that, I mean, you know.
no. We are what we do,
Mm-hmm.
and we are what we're willing to do. A Huey gunner was a defensive gunner, whereas a scout was offensive.
Gunner.
It gave me the opportunity to be the quarterback,
Right.
to be at the very middle
Mm-hmm.
of the mission and run it.
There you go.
And I'm not going to be behind anybody. And nobody's going to say they're doing more than I am.
Right.
That's what's up.
Hmm.
So,
When you got out, once you got home, how did you go and live back home with your mom? Where did you go right
shortly,
after you got out?
until I got an apartment, until
Mhm.
I got a job, until I got working
that
again.
How
was,
long-
that was back in Hemet?
Did that take a while too? Yeah, it was.
No, I got back home on Friday night.
Mm-hmm.
I was working Monday,
Oh,
Whoa.
and I thought, my God, I deserve a break.
you
Mm-hmm.
didn't
And
even get a
no,
vacation.
I was not thrilled by it.
So you didn't.
And no, how can I put it? I was in Vietnam for 2.5 years.
Mm-hmm.
I was back at Fort Knox, Kentucky, for about 6 months, and then I was discharged.
Mm-hmm.
And what do you do for a living, boy? I'm a scout.
Mm-hmm.
God knows me by name. And you're going to fly a tank now. And I did. They don't fly worth a shit. And I did that, till my termination of service,
Mm-hmm.
and was not happy. They took back my flight pay
What?
because some jerk forgot to put in the right orders. I got 18 months, 20 months of flight pay taken back.
Mm-hmm.
And I came back home, and I was pissed for a long time.
Yeah, I bet.
And
When
look,
I'm gonna ask you a personal question. When I came home,
I wasn't there.
when I came when I
sorry.
when I came home, I know. I wish you were, because I know we could call you dad. When I came home, when I came home, I wanted to go back.
Yeah.
That's all I wanted. I didn't want to be around my wife or my kid. I wanted to go back. Did you feel the same way? Like nothing makes sense here. I want to go back.
Absolutely nothing made sense.
Yeah.
And you try telling somebody, I don't know your music.
Mm-hmm.
Our music, Armed Forces Vietnam Network,
Yeah.
was 6 months behind.
Yeah.
Mm.
I can't catch up.
Fast enough, right?
Okay, and I went into a latrine. This
Yeah.
is not a joke.
Mm-hmm.
You know the big round hand washing area?
Yeah.
Okay, that the military has?
Mm-hmm.
I walked in and said, yeah, I really got to piss. I pissed in the middle of it. Hey, Sarge, you won't believe this? Yeah? What? That's for washing your hands. The latrine's over there. No,
You didn't know.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
So
And all of a sudden, I'm trying to catch up
with society,
with where the world was.
yeah, where was the world?
Crazy.
Where-
Yeah.
They
in-
were gone.
In your mind, like
They were gone.
You went over
They-
here, and
they- Yeah.
I know that everything in war makes sense. I've been there. You,
You
come
come-
home and nothing makes sense. What did the world look like to you?
Had they changed in 2.5 years? Number one, besides your change, how did
Everything had changed.
drastically in 2 years?
Yeah, and all my friends that I thought would be done with college by now
Mm-hmm.
were taking map folding. Okay, clay working,
Basket weaving.
basket weaving. Yeah, that was really big. Hey, Lou, I made an ashtray.
Gives a fuck.
No, I was disappointed. I lost more friends back home
Mm.
that I knew and loved.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Danny Cryle. His dad was Dr. Michael Cryle, Emmett, California.
Mm-hmm.
69. Hey, let's do some acid, dude. Window pane. He got fucked up really good. And then he got a mysterious pain side of his head, right about there. I can tell you it was right about there because that's where he took the electric drill.
Oh,
What
no.
the fuck?
Right in the side of
Yeah.
his head, huh?
He said, hey, I got a pain in my head. I got to take care of it. Went out the garage, plugged in the drill, put it in the 3/8 bit, and went, "Ear." And
Wow.
Holy shit.
no, Michael was a good friend of mine.
Mm-hmm.
Michael was a good man. He was a human being. Just couldn't handle his ass.
Why?
And hey, look, I had two friends, the Gillette brothers, twins, identical.
Identical.
One of them had a glass eye. This is a guy while you're drinking milk, pop it out,
Ew,
and
gross.
drop it in your milk, and you're getting down the bottom going,
Oh my
what
God.
the
What year?
Fuck, no.
What year did you go home from Vietnam? 71?
no, 68.
68? You got home from Vietnam that year.
No,
Yeah,
that's
that's what I'm
where I
asking.
went.
Yeah, what year did you
Okay,
get home?
I got back in 72.
72. So that's the war is ending.
No, the war didn't end until 75, but I never wrote to anybody that I knew.
Yeah,
I didn't want to know who died after I left.
sure.
And the biggest reason I stayed was because my friends were there.
Mm-hmm.
And as long as I could be there,
Mm-hmm.
I knew they'd be okay. Okay, two of my favorite pilots, Doyle, James Miner, and Keith Acre, A-double-A-K-R-E. Both got shot in the legs.
From underneath the helicopter, right?
Yeah, and if I'd been flying with them, it wouldn't have happened.
Oh, okay.
And look, I took responsibility for my shit. And the people, I knew that I was leaving them in their hands.
Failed.
I knew they'd fail.
Yeah,
Wow.
well, but that's not your
Look,
burden or
look,
responsibility
no,
either.
I'm the top of my heap. And if you fly with me, you're going to be okay.
Right.
You don't fly with me, good luck.
Wow.
And when my pilots
Just
got the word that they were going to fly a given number helicopter, they asked for me by name.
wow.
That's great.
I have never had that kind of respect in my life.
Mm.
Duke, I just want to put it in perspective, and I don't need you to expand on it. I don't need you to say anything.
That means keep the answer short, fool.
No.
Shortful's a good word.
You could be short full or as
Or
long
long.
full as you want. I'm just asking you to be as comfortable as you can be. How many times have you been shot down in a helicopter?
I was shot down a total of 10 times.
10 times. Unbelievable. I'm so happy you're here, brother.
That's cool.
Okay.
Showing his
Showing his
tattoo. says 13 Air Cav. What's the top say? It's kind of worn out, brother.
That's the type helicopter I flew.
Okay.
The OH-6A Cayuse.
Yes, sir.
I was shot down 10 times.
Mm-hmm.
I crashed 2 times for mechanical failure.
Okay.
Engine transmission.
Okay.
Okay, the 13th time my pilot ran out of gas.
Wow. 13 times you hit the dirt.
In one day, I was shot down a total of 3 times.
In one day?
One day.
Wow.
Holy crap.
And I was flying my 4th aircraft. At the end of the day,
Mm-hmm.
I'd killed 56 people.
Respect, dude.
Nah, hey, look. We all do what we do to the best of our ability.
Yeah.
And I was pretty fucking lucky.
Well, you
That
consider
day
yourself.
must have gone by insanely weird. That must have been like feeling like you lived multiple days in one. Going on that many trips and experiences in one day must have been
Well, look.
incredible.
Life is the truth that we know of it every day. And what we deal with it. And look, it wasn't because I was cool, I was bad, I was
Sure.
this, that, the other thing. But, hey, I was lucky.
Mm.
I prayed every day before I flew. I trusted God.
Wow.
He never let me down.
Clearly.
And, hey, look, that's what I tell people. It ain't who you are, how far up on your family tree you are.
Mm-hmm.
What are you willing to do for your brother? And if you're willing to give it, God honors it.
Mm-hmm.
And God honored me.
Yes, sir.
And look, I'm 67. I never thought I'd see 22. No, you can laugh.
I'm with you.
You can laugh. But this is the honest to God truth.
Mm-hmm.
I never had a game plan for when I came home.
So you come home
I came home and
you
okay,
get a job. You're living with your parents. Did you get a bike right away? What'd you do?
I had a bike.
Uh huh.
I had
That
a
same old
job,
Harley.
Not the same time. And no, being a biker doesn't mean you're going to be dependable. And look, no. A lot of the world. Okay, I got home. I went through Frisco,
Mm-hmm.
and I got dog shit thrown at me.
Did you really? Were you in your uniform or
Yeah.
at least proud to be? You
Yeah.
got dog shit thrown at
Why'd
you.
you go to Frisco? It was known to be a bad place for the military.
Look. I had to go back to Ontario, California.
Yeah,
Oh, so you
they
had to go
flew through
through.
there.
Oh, you
Okay,
have to fly through there.
Yeah.
I had to fly through there.
That
And
sucks.
look, it ain't. I don't blame anybody
Mm-hmm.
for any of their political feelings.
Right.
But
You shouldn't cause suffering on another. To back your
look,
feelings.
look.
It's terrible.
There are people I don't like, but I don't throw shit at them.
Yeah, that's
For sure.
terrible.
And look, I try to treat other people the way I want to be treated.
Mhm.
Golden rule. And if you can't do it, okay, it ain't going to change my path.
Right,
man.
right.
And look, I don't want to change anybody. If I could change anybody in this world, do you know who it would be?
Yourself.
Fucking A, dude. Me. There are plenty of things that I wish I could do, that I wish I could be. And I've done a lot in my little lifetime. And I don't think anything that I've done is worthy of a parade.
Mm.
I just want to do what's right, what's good for me, what's good for you. And if we can all get together at the end of the day,
Then awesome.
drink a little, smoke a little,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, if we can do that, and we can get along, great. If we
So
could,
what's-
I just think that it's been 2,000 years, okay, since the time of Christ,
Mhm.
and I think it's time that maybe we start living like human beings,
Mm.
Yeah, man.
trying to get along.
How?
Okay,
How do
no.
we do that?
We shut ourselves out. We shut out our envy. We shut out our false dreams.
Which is
Shut the glamour out.
What does that mean though? Like shut it out. What is that?
Shut it out. It means do what you know is right. You don't have to be as rich as the guy at the end of the block to be happy. Look, I can tell you about more times when I gave my bike away.
Yes, sir.
Not a happy day in my life.
No.
Right.
But the money my wife had borrowed, okay, to pay it off, I collected it and I gave it to her. I wanted to give my bike to my son, and he was afraid of it. And I just said, hey, honey, I can't give you the bike. I can't give it to my son, but here's $5,000. You borrowed it to pay it off. Here you go. And it ain't what we drive. It ain't where we live. It's what we are. It's what we do.
Yeah, man.
And either we're looking out for each other, or what the hell are we doing?
What's the point?
Yeah, and I mean, look, if you get more than I do, great.
Good
I
for
figure
you.
you're more ambitious than I am. Fucking scream. Blows my mind.
Yeah.
He's the biker I used to be.
Oh, wow.
And if I had a bike, I rode.
Yeah.
It didn't matter when, it didn't matter where, it didn't matter how, but I rode. And I tried to be the best biker I could be. I ran into people. I was pulling into a Denny's restaurant in Hemet, California after I was done. And I was on my bike.
Well,
And there was a crowd of people walking across to the parking lot in front of me. And there was a car in front of me backing up. And I thought, wow, I got two choices. I could stop like a fool, or I could make these people move. And I went, and all these gentle people in front of me moved out of my way. And I parked my bike, turned it off, set the kickstand, got off. And I've got to walk back through them. That magic moment. And I thought, well, I'm going to get an earful. And one young girl, she must have been 17, 18 years old, looked at me and said, hey, that's Lou Schiermeyer. He's a good dude.
Oh, wow.
That's awesome.
It's cool. I was ready to get
You're ready to get
cussed
down.
out.
I love it.
I was ready for anything but nice. And when they were nice to me, guess what?
Nice to them.
No, I hung my head
Oh, wow.
because I wasn't ready for that.
You were humbled.
Humble is a very good place to be.
Absolutely.
And when you know humility, you've got most of the game figured out.
Absolutely, brother.
It ain't how big your pride is. It ain't how good you are. All that shit goes away. But in the end, humility goes into the dust. Okay, pride is buried even deeper.
Yeah, man.
Which leads me to a question, Duke.
It better be good.
It's a good one. It's a good one.
Can I write it down?
Yes, you can.
It's one that's a difficult one to answer. Do you know of an easy way to forgive others? How do you forgive?
Yeah, I could give you a real easy one. Remember the last time you fucked up? No, really?
Yeah, man.
Okay,
No,
I can show you on a job.
What if I'm one of those people that can never admit my faults?
Oh, you
How
know.
How do
You must know my wife.
How do I easily forgive someone who can't even recognize my own faults?
Okay, guess what? How hard do you have to think of to realize the last time you fucked up?
Yesterday. Today.
No, I mean really.
Oh, yeah. Yesterday.
Okay. How far back do you have to look? And I just say, hey, look, if you want to see somebody who's going to be in bad shape, watch the guy chewing out his underling. Okay, on the job, when he fucked up, that's the very next guy who's going to get humbled on the job. And look, I don't have to look back very far.
Mm-hmm.
I can tell you every time in my life that I've ever screwed up. And trust me, I don't have to think hard.
That's a really good.
No, I'm serious.
Mm-hmm.
I know what, in my lifetime what I've done right and the many things that I've done wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't have to think very hard. And I can think of a lot of times that I said, hey, Lord, forgive me. I was not who you taught me to be.
Mm-hmm.
And look, I know who screws up around me. I married her, okay? And no, but okay, no, but if you want to learn how to forgive, learn how to forget your own errors. Learn to let other people, hey, be human.
Have theirs.
Yeah. Oh my God. If anybody ever had it made, it was Jesus Christ, and he got crucified.
Yeah, right?
Hey, you're really a good dude. Nail him.
AJ, no. Silly dog.
No, you know what I mean? I'm pretty flexible that way. And if you've screwed up and you've been forgiven,
Mm-hmm.
learn to forgive. Okay.
That's a good lesson.
The one line, if I look at Christianity for 1 minute,
Mm-hmm.
the one prayer that Christ taught was the Lord's Prayer. Forgive us our trespasses as we forgive.
Beautiful.
And if we do that,
Seems pretty easy after that. I think
yeah.
it's pretty easy after that.
Okay, look. There's nothing difficult about forgiveness.
Mhm.
It doesn't mean you have to like them.
Mm-hmm.
It means you have to forgive.
That's such an
And
amazing
then haul ass.
Right, and then keep your boundaries.
Before they can do it again.
You just put your boundaries up and let it be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And look, life's easy. It was meant to be easy.
Mm-hmm.
People complicate it.
Absolutely.
And
Yeah,
I don't like
dude, that's
complicated life.
Yeah, man. Hey,
Is that your lesson then?
is that your
What
lesson?
is the
What's-
final thought? What is
Yeah, go ahead.
what would
The final thought.
what would do
Oh
with
my
your
God.
entire life experiences and your knowledge and all the wisdom that you carry as a human being on this planet Earth, what's a good piece of advice for everybody, every single one of us, to be a better human? How do we do that in your words?
Okay. We're not quick to anger. We're quick, to apologize for our own misdeeds.
Mhm.
We're not anxious for what we perceive as justice beyond the justice that we expect for ourselves. If your brothers hurt you, maybe you pissed them off. Okay, maybe you didn't do right. The only thing I can say is, look, be gentle, because someday we're going to be judged, and judge by the same means and standard that you want to be judged by. I told my son before he went to war, if you've got to kill somebody, kill him. Make it quick, make it clean. Give him the death that you would like to get, because someday somebody may be giving it to you.
That's what's up.
And I said, look, kill him. Don't play with him. Don't fuck with him. Do it, because that's your job. And maybe someday, when somebody's lining you up in a sight, he will give you the same death, and may it be gentle. Look, when I went, I had no expectation of coming home.
Mm-hmm.
None. And I didn't think anybody'd give a shit. I was pretty close to right. I can introduce you to my brothers and my sisters. how can I put it? I thought I raised my son to be like I am, for better or worse, to be a man. And I taught him that, hey, look, you don't have to go, but if you do, I'll tell you what you got to do. And he went, and I found out later he was mad at me because he felt pressured.
Mm.
And I understand it. But I told him, I said, look, I'm sorry. And Friday, he went to the VA, and he found out that one of the 2 times he was blown up in a armored vehicle,
Mm-hmm.
he got 3 compressed discs. His shoulder, his entire back, and his left arm were fucked up too. So, makes me feel really heroic.
Mm-hmm.
And
Goes back to that whole forgiveness thing, I think.
Yeah, brother.
yeah, well, there's forgiveness of others and forgiveness of
Yourself.
yourself. And, hey, I'll leave that to God.
Yes, sir.
Okay, but look, my son did what he thought I...
Wanted him to do.
But look, I thought my son, this is not a joke. My son, I brought him up not to be the black sheep. I brought him up to be a man.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, to take pride in who he was and what he did. And I thought he would outdo me.
Mm-hmm.
I thought he'd get promotions beyond what I got. He would get medals beyond what I got. I thought that he would be, because he was a good guy. Okay, everything that I wished I'd become. And it didn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
Expectations.
Okay, so, hey, look, but I love my son. You've met him.
Yeah, he's a nice guy.
Mm-hmm.
And no, he was very amazed by CBMA.
Yeah.
He said, oh, gee, Dad, I thought I'd get there and it'd be a dick measuring contest.
Well, he was on the wrong day.
Yeah, no,
Left for
that's
Wednesday
Saturday.
meetings.
No, this is Monday. Okay, but he got amazed
Yeah.
that the people were good. And he'll be back.
It's a good group, man.
No
Yeah,
shit.
Yeah, they just want to love
And look, you know what I mean? I just wanted my son to be a man.
Yeah.
I wanted him to be a good man, but I wanted him to achieve everything that I didn't.
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't let me down.
Right on.
Beautiful.
Well, hey, brother, we're going to end it here. We're going to have a shot, and this will be up in a couple weeks. Thank you guys for listening. This is my brother, my mentor, a good friend, Duke.
He's sipping it down
the reason I
already.
love this man so much is because he always makes me laugh.
Hey, look.
I love you, Duke, because you're a beautiful soul, like I've
Hey,
said
look,
before.
look.
Mm.
You've got 2 places emotionally that you can be in life. You can laugh or you can cry.
Yes, sir.
True.
And if you pull a gun to my head, I'll laugh.
My
Nobody will see me die in tears.
Well, brother, you live an amazing life. We love you.
Yes.
I appreciate it.
All right, we're going to end it right there. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, guys. Love and light to all.